Welcome students. In this video I'm going to take a look at 10 homophones. That is, words that sound the same but mean different things, like hi and hi. My name is Callum and you're watching Hedgehog English. Let's take a look at hi and hi. So hi is a friendly greeting. For example, when I see you, I'll say hi, and hi is something far above the ground, something very tall. So for example, the bird flew high above the ground, high up there. Then let's take a look at night and night. So night with a k, night, but pronounced night, is a warrior in armor, metal armor. So for example, the handsome knight rode on a beautiful white horse. But night without the k, just night, is the opposite of day. It's that space between sunset and sunrise when everything is dark. So for example, we stayed up all night doing our homework. Then let's look at no and no. So no with a k and a N-O-W, know, is to have the knowledge or the wisdom of something. So for example, do you know what the capital of England is? And if you said London, you'd be correct. But no, without the k and without the w, no is a negative response, the opposite of yes. So for example, she shook her head to the question to say no. Then we have mail and mail. So mail is letters, packages, parcels, anything sent by post. So for example, he received a lot of mail at Christmas time, whereas male is the opposite of female. So the male sex, you have woman and man, female, male. So for example, male peacocks have beautiful plumage. Then we have meat and meat. So meat is the flesh of animals, which we eat. And for example, I cannot live a day without meat. Ribs, steak, sausages, they are just too delicious. And meet is to come into presence with somebody or get acquainted with somebody. So for example, I arranged to meet my friends at the restaurant. Then there is pair and pair. And pair is two things that are similar. Two things. So for example, I bought a pair of new shoes. But pear is a fruit, a sweet fruit with juicy texture and that characteristic shape, pear-shaped. So for example, I picked the pears from the tree to bake a pie. Would you like a piece? And that brings us to our next homophone, which is piece and piece. So piece is a part or a portion of something. So for example, I offered you a piece of my pear pie. But peace is a state of tranquility, a state of calmness, to achieve inner peace. So for example, I'm always for peace, and I wish our world leaders would sit down around the table and try to achieve peace. And then plain and plain. So plain is something not decorated, something not elaborate. It's basic or it's simple. So for example, she looked very plain, but the flower in her hair made her interesting. Plain can also be a large area of flat land. So for example, the rain in Spain stays mainly on the plain, whereas a plane with an E at the end, plane, is an airplane, something that flies in the sky. Or a plane is a carpenter's tool. So for example, the carpenter smoothed the wooden door with a plane. Then we have rain and rain. So rain is drops of water that fall from the sky. So for example, she won't go out in the rain without an umbrella. But rain, with the weird g in there for what seems like no apparent reason, regn, Reign, well, that is the period of time that a monarch rules. So, for example, Queen Elizabeth II had a long reign. And then we have right and right. So right is the opposite of left. So I have my right hand and I have my left hand. So, for example, go straight and then turn right at the junction. And also right is something that is fair or just. For example, it was right to defend your opinion on privatization. But right with a W, right, is to take a pen and put something down with ink on paper. So, for example, he wants to write a book, but he doesn't have any ideas. If you've enjoyed this lesson on English homophones, then I really recommend you check out this video here. Otherwise, you can go to a video that YouTube has personally recommended to you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.